Yes, it finally starts, the PHP course, PHP5. My name is Dion Resjes and this is a video for education.org. So what I'm going to talk about. First, I'm going to tell you something about this course, about this PHP course. Then what is PHP? Then a little bit of history of PHP, always good to know. And then what knowledge is needed, when can you start this course? And finally, what kind of software do you need? So about this course, this is a remix. This course is a remix of the beginners cursus PHP. So the beginners course PHP from Joran de Wit. I got this from www.phptuts.nl. Okay, let's visit that one. Yep, there we go. And you see it's in Dutch, and here is the PHP beginners handleiding. So this is the course. I really like this course. Just kept to the basic, explaining well, and I thought to myself, why reinvent the wheel? It's really nice, and what's best, I'm allowed to copy this. You're allowed me to copy it, so thanks for that, I would say. So it's released under a Creative Commons by SA 3.0 license, and that makes it possible to copy it. It's a disclaimer, and it's about tutorials. All tutorials on this website come under the CC naamsvergunning blah blah blah. Okay, I'm not gonna bug you with Dutch, but this is the license, and if you want to translate it, here is the UK version. So we're allowed to share it, and we're allowed to remix it, and that's what I did. And also because what's also in the license is that you can remix me. I have to use the same license for this, so that's perfect. What I did, I translated from Dutch, not word on word, and I interpreted it. What I did is just I use the tutorials as a little rough guidelines. I'm not going to do everything one by one, word by word. I'm just using it as a guideline. And what I did, I converted them into a video series. Originally, it's just text on a paper. You can even buy a book from Joran. I made videos out of it. Because this is a remix, and because I interpreted it and translated it, there could be some mistakes or some things that you think, hey, that's not good, or that's not correct, or I didn't do this, or don't blame Joran. It's fully my responsibility. So Joran did an excellent job. If you don't like this course, I think it's me to blame, not Joran. Thanks, Joran. Excellent job you did. So what I told you before, it's yeah, you can remix yourself. Just copy it, do whatever what you want with it. But you always have to take our licenses. You always have to use the same license. So now about PHP. Enough about the course, but now about PHP. It's a server-sided scripting language. Server-sided scripting language. You can mix HTML and PHP in one file. I think you're familiar with HTML. You put it in a file, and in that same file you can also use PHP. It's a server-side scripting language, so it runs on the server, not on the client. The server will send back plain HTML to the client. So the client, the computer you're interneting on, is not aware of any PHP. Everything is done on the server, and the server just sends back plain HTML. So it's invisible for the clients. PHP can connect to many databases, for instance MySQL, and you see a lot of combinations PHP with MySQL. You can compare it with Microsoft Active Server Pages. It's well, comparable. It's a competitor. PHP is open source, and it runs on Apache server and also on Microsoft IIS. Internet Information Service. So also Microsoft implemented the open source PHP. That's cool, they did it. Now about history of PHP. I always like history. Why? It tells you a little bit more about the product or the country or the whole story. It's giving it more body. So it's created in 1994 by Rasmus Lerov. PHP then stood for Personal Homepage, and it was a set of Perl scripts for his homepage. Rasmus just built something to be useful to his homepage, and he created PHP. Let's go to Wikipedia, and we're gonna check out Rasmus, and that's the guy. And I notice Rasmus himself is born in, what was it, in, here he is, oh, that's a big picture. He was born in Greenland. Not familiar that many famous people are coming from Greenland, but Rasmus is from Greenland. Cool. Then the parser, the interpreter, maybe was rewritten in 97 by two Israeli guys, students, by Ziv Surescu and Andy Goodmans. I'm hoping I pronounced the Ziv correctly. Maybe it's a ZF or something, but it was rewritten, totally rewritten. And at the same time, it was PHP3, and then the name PHP, the name changed to the backwards acronym PHP Hypertext Preprocessor. In 1999, Surescu and Goodmans rewrote the PHP virtual machine, the interpreter, and they called it the Zend engine. ZF Surescu and Andy Goodmans also created a company called Zend Technologies. And Zend Technologies is really into PHP. If you're into PHP, probably you heard of the company called Zend. And you see Zend comes from ZF and Andy. So it's a combine those two letters and those four letters and come into Zend. So now we're at PHP5 and we are waiting for PHP6. I'm not going into discussion when it comes. At this moment, all I know, we are at PHP5 and we're there for a long time. So what do we need to know about this course? Not much. Common sense and a little bit of HTML. Let's check HTML. If you don't know HTML, you can go to this website, click on HTML5 videos, and there is a whole course about HTML5. There are plenty of ways of learning HTML. Just Google on free HTML course and you will learn it. And also with a little bit of common sense, you don't even need to know HTML, but it's handy to know it. And then what kind of software do we need? First, we need a browser, because everything we do we want to view in a browser. We need an editor, just a plain simple editor. On Windows you have Notepad or Notepad++. This is preferable. If there's an error on PHP, it will say, listen guy, you got an error on line 5. And in Notepad, I don't know where line 5 is. I have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in Notepad++, it will give you the sequence numbers. Even better is the Eclipse. Eclipse is a really good tool for any programmer, basically. And you need the Eclipse PDT. I think it's the PHP development tool. PHP development tool. Eclipse PHP PDT. Most important that you need a PHP capable server. Easiest way is just to install SAMP, and I can't emphasize it, install SAMP. You can get SAMP at this site, and you can get SAMP for, doesn't matter, this is not good, samp.org. and there we go. And you can download XAMPP for Linux, Windows, Mac OS. Okay, that must be enough, I guess. So XAMPP officially for Linux is called LAMP, for Windows is called WAMP, for Mac it is called MAMP. I don't know. So you can get XAMPP here. What you also can do, just watch this video here, free tools, go there and just watch this video. It explains a little bit what XAMPP is, could come in handy. So if you don't want to install XAMPP, you can use your own server. That has to be PHP, so Apache or IIS. What you also can do is just use your online server, your online web hosting server. But notice that not all hosting servers support PHP, and maybe not the correct version that you need. This was Dion Dreschers for education.org, and I want to thank you for staying smart.